Okay, so here are two techniques to show how you'll factor a trinomial when that leading term is not a 1. So that's ax squared plus bx plus c. It's how we write it out. We always write our highest exponent, then our next highest, then our last. So this is x squared, x to the 1, and x to the 0. They're basically the same technique, but it's just two ways to show your work. One is called, I didn't name any of these, the double smiley face. And in this one, we take our trinomial. So this works for trinomials only. 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. You find the factors of a. So a you could get with 1 times 2 or negative 1 times negative 2. And all the factors of c, which you could get with 1 times negative 5 or negative 1 times 5. You're going to try to make some combination where you, when you FOIL it back out, you get the same middle term, the same negative 9x. So with your first bits, you got 1 and 2, or negative 1 and negative 2. So 1x and 2x, or our other option is negative 1 and negative 2, so negative 1 and negative 2. You can try those options out, but you're going to need something to put in the other spot. So what goes in the other spot? Well, that's your factors that make up c. So c here is negative 5, which we could get with 1 times negative 5, or negative 5, or negative 1 times 5. So you're going to have some options. You may have more than, we have here 4 to check. If you might have, if you had numbers with more factors, lots more to check. You're going to try all the options. So here's a 2x and an x, and over here a 2x and an x. And over here are our negative ones, negative 2x and negative x, negative 2x and negative x. And in our last terms, we got positive 1, negative 5, or negative 1, positive 5, or positive 1, negative 5, negative 1, positive 5. So all of the different permutations we can make there. All the different ways we can combine these numbers out of our options when we factored. There might be as few as 2, and there might be as many as, well, way too many. You're going to try, this is called the double smiley face, by checking the inside terms. So the ones on the two inside bits, plus 1 and x, makes x. And our two outside terms, 2x and negative 5, makes negative 10x. You're going to try taking those products, so multiplying out the inside bit and the outside bit. That's where the smiley face comes from, because you're drawing two little curves here. Writing down their products, and taking the sum of them to see if they are equal to our initial bit. So our initial bit here was negative 9x. We want our answer to be negative 9x. So when we check, we get 2 that make positive 9x, which isn't right, and 2 that make negative 9x. So either this one or that one could be the right answer. You can check them both with FOIL, but in this case, both of these would work, and both of these would be acceptable answers. The other technique, so the same thing, but just using a different way to show your work, is using what's called, it was told to me as a tic-tac-toe method, or the grid method. You've got your trinomial, here in this case 4x squared minus 5x minus 6. You find your factors of a, we could do 4 times 1 or 2 times 2. You find your factors of c, we could do negative 3 times 2, or negative 2 times 3, or negative 1 times 6, or negative 6 times 1, lots of options. You're going to draw grids, and it's called the tic-tac-toe method because it's like that standard kind of tic-tac-toe grid. If it was on your phone, it would be called the octothorpe, or I think it's called now a hashtag, whatever, that shape. And you're going to write in on the top row your original trinomial. So every time you're drawing this grid, you're going to write in that original trinomial. And you might have to do a bunch of them, but try one at a time. And you're going to write out the factors of a term, so 4x times x, so 1 times 4. And the facts, pick some factors of the c term. And you're going to try all of the various combinations until you find one that works. What you're actually going to do is you're going to take, so you've picked here 1 and 4, and over here negative 3 and 2. We got these numbers from our factoring of a and c. Here I'm doing 1 and 4, and over here negative 3 and 2. You're going to multiply on the diagonal. When you multiply on the diagonal, you're going to write your sum into your product, sorry. You're going to write your product into here. And when you multiply these guys, you're going to write your product into here. At the end, you're going to take the sum of those guys and see if it equals your b term. So we'll try two that don't work and one that does. So here if we do 4 and 1, and over here negative 3 and 2, our products are 8 and negative 3. We get 5. We're looking for negative 5. No good. Here, if we try 2 and 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 and negative 2, our products are negative 4 and 6. We add them together, we get positive 2. No good. Try again. We try with 4 and 1. We tried that before, no change there. But instead of negative 3 and positive 2, we're trying positive 3 and negative 2. And in this case, our products are negative 8 and positive 3. You add those together, you do get negative 5, which is what we're looking for. So it's good. When we're done, we write out 4x plus 3, so the numbers from the top line that worked, and x minus 2, the numbers from the bottom line that worked, as our factored form of this trinomial. And always check your answer with FOIL. So here are some ways to try, some ways to show your work.